busted. Yes, that's right. I've been busted. Hey, Pilot, what's going on, brother? Yeah, Pilot busted me. He got a picture of me standing behind my buddy, old Donald. Oh, I just had to share that with everybody. Apparently, somebody with very much my likeness, is at was at a thing with the Don, as we knew him in New York growing up. Anyhow, they had a picture of the Donald today, and yeah, you might know him as our president. Suitable for framing. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh gosh, that's so bad. That's so bad. You know, before I grew the full beard, when I had just the lamb chops, that almost could have passed for me, but that's just so bad. Oh man. Anyhow. Too much fun today, kids. Absolutely too much fun today. We're having more fun than humans should be allowed. That is what's going on today. Yeah. So obviously I'm in a good mood, right? Why am I in a good mood? I rather imagine my new diet has a lot to say about that. What is what, 420? Yeah, my new diet. I've come across this new diet from Holland. I don't know if you guys are aware of this new diet, but so how it works is this. You get up and you have a big breakfast. Like this morning I had ham and eggs and toast with some grape jelly on it. It was awesome. Some people here in the harbor put out on the cruisers net that they had grape jelly available for free. They were going to give it away. I was like, yeah, I'll take grape jelly. I love grape jelly. I'm a kid. I like having jelly on my toast in the morning. It's good. I don't care how old you are. It's just good, you know? So, anywho, so I'm on the Holland diet. So you get up, you have a big breakfast, and then for dinner, you have a Holland product. Cheers, mates. Have fun, everybody. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so why am I drinking beer this evening? Because it's hot. It's hot down here in Florida. Very little wind all day today. Temperatures up around 80. I had 87 degrees down below in the boat today. Had the big box fan going, had the front hatch open, had my little 12-volt fan blowing on me. It was still hot. But you know, I persevered. I did my job, I did my work, did everything I needed to do, worked out some stuff with a friend of mine. We got some of the I don't know if you guys saw it today, but I posted a whole bunch of test videos, test live streams today while we were working out some nonsense, you know. And we got that done. And what we were doing is we were trying to reel in this trash idiot, this scumbag who keeps calling me up trying to harass me in the midst of my live stream. Like he really thinks he's smart enough to do something to interfere with what we're doing, you know, like he's gonna stop me, you know. He's gonna put an end to the e-begging. He's gonna make sure I never live stream again. There you go. Yep. Real simple, guys. Real simple. I take my one phone, I put it on call forwarding to the other phone, I turn the other phone off. Goodbye. Having a good day. So to my good buddy out there that helped me today with working that out, I'm not going to name names because I don't want that person to get a bunch of crap from the trash idiots. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. So with that said, Rejects and Smoking, what's up, dudes? How you guys doing? Yeah, man, Rejects, it is such an awesome diet. It really is. And it works. You know why it works? Because you really don't care anymore. Yeah, I know, that's sad. No, seriously, I got done today and got my work done today. I just didn't feel like cooking any dinner this evening. I had to go get fuel. I was out of generator fuel. Another helicopter going over. This is why the FAA guy came to talk to me, by the way. This is why, because all these helicopters flying right over my boat, we got to be very careful. Got to be very careful with our flying our drone here. I can fly my drone, perfectly legal flying my drone here. Just got to be aware of all the helicopter activity because they are well below that 500-foot ceiling. And I usually run my boat or my dinghy or my drone at 300 feet. Here, 200 feet. So in the harbor from now on, we go under 200 feet. So, howdy neighbors. Some new neighbors came in. They're climbing up onto their boat from their dinghy. Here, I'll let you look because I know you guys want to see. Here they are. You see the gentleman just climbed up. The wife's now tying off the boat. They got a nice little monohull there. Sweet looking little boat. And she's now making her way into the center cockpit. Oh, there you go. Okay, pervs, that's all you get, okay? So, where is, I can't see that. Where is Bill? Where's Bill? Bill who? High in barley and oats. Yes, eat rejects, you know. And you know, it's for that very reason why this New Holland diet's also good for breakfast. Because barley and oats is breakfast cereal. So, you know, it's just a new liquid version of a breakfast cereal. Has all of the natural goodness of barley and oats and hops. A little bit of hops in there. Just cereal grains, you know, just your typical good old-fashioned cereal grains. So, my neighbors, yes, my neighbors. Those are my neighbors. I don't know the name of their boat. The wind has not blown around where I could see the butt of their boat, so I don't know their name yet. But those are my new neighbors, and that happens here in the marina. You know, boats move, people come and go, and so, you know, things change. So I don't know the name of their boat, but they seem like pretty nice folks. So you guys are a little cockeyed. Why are you leaning funny? You look like you're leaning funny. There you go. Now you're not leaning funny. Now you're straightened up. Okay. Anyhow, having a good day today. Took Miss Lily for her walk this morning. Threw the stick for her for a while. I forgot to mention, yesterday I had an interesting conversation with a couple people. I met a guy from Alaska who was up here. He had a oh, it's not a husky, it's a Malamute. He had an Alaskan Malamute dog with him, and I felt sorry for that dog because this is way too hot. Oh, Bill, my neighbor. Yeah, he's right there. There's Bill. Bill's over there on Lanicky. Okay, I didn't know which Bill you were referring to. Anyhow, Bill's over there. Anyhow, so he had a Alaskan Malamute. Way too much fur for a dog for down here in Florida. I felt really bad for the dog trying to sail around the tropics. I mean, it's just got to be hotter than all get out. Hey, happy lady, how you doing? Anyhow, but he and I had a good conversation. He lived up in Wasilla, where, you know, I lived for a while. We got to, you know, we knew a lot of places and similar stuff and had good stories. And so it was interesting to talk to him about his dog and my dog. And anyhow, it was an interesting meet. So I failed to mention that yesterday. What else is new and exciting? Oh, okay. Well, let's see, only 40 people. I'm going to hold this till later on. Remind me later on when we got like 70, 80 people. I have something I want to touch base with you guys about. So, you're back from Miami already. Yeah, pilot, I'm sorry. I ran up there. I saw Donald, and I just beelined it back here for the marina. Man, that guy looked a lot like me, didn't he? If I didn't have the beard, you know, if I had just the ham chops, which I used to have when I was younger. I used to wear my hair that way. But man, doesn't that guy look like me? Wow. Scary thought. I know we're not supposed to talk about politics here on the channel, but for those of you guys that didn't see the picture I posted as the thumbnail for this video, you should go look at the picture I posted as a thumbnail. There's a guy that looks just like me. Well, not just like me, but really close looking like me, standing behind Donald at the podium while he was giving a, pilot was freaking out. He's like, oh my God, that's Carl behind Donald. It wasn't me, friend. It wasn't me. It could have been me. It could have been me. You know, not to talk about politics or anything, but I have to admit, I like the fact that Donald's shaking up everything with the government. I just like the fact that he's shaking up everything with the government. We need our government shook up. We need to clean house, in my honest opinion. IMHO, in my honest opinion, we need to clean house. We should not have any politician that served more than 1 year in the Senate or the Congress. Okay, 2 years, that's the term they're elected for. They should serve 2 years and they should be out and somebody else should be in. They did their 2 years of volunteer service, and it should be volunteer service to our country, not with a big fat paycheck for the rest of their lives just because they served in the Congress or the Senate. Oh man, but that's me, you know. Anyhow, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Announcement. Oh, let me reach over here and grab my mail. So for those of you guys who have been supportive of me, and for those of you guys who have not been supportive of me, but want to make a buck, if you want some money, you want some money, honey? You want some money? Okay. PayPal has put out an offer. You know how I have people on my channel quite often, they'll do matching funds, you donate, they'll match the donation, what have you? Okay. PayPal is now doing a matching funds sort of thingy doohicker. So, okay, so here's the deal. For every new friend that I refer, and I'm going to put this in the description, not right after the live stream, but in a little bit, I'll put the link in the description. I should have done that before description. Sorry, I was out getting beer. Anyhow, for every new person that sets up a PayPal account and puts $40 into their PayPal account. In other words, if you go and set up a brand new PayPal account and you put $40 in there in cash or a direct deposit onto the new PayPal prepaid MasterCard, not only does my friend, whoever sets this up, make an extra 20 bucks, but I also get 20 bucks. So if you open up a new PayPal account with $40, they will give you an extra $20 and they will give me $20 just for you setting up the PayPal account. So I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put a link into the description of this video after this video, and then you guys will be able to do that. And it's a big long link that I can't do possibly here over the phone, so I will put that into the description of this video. So remember, after the video is over, after my live stream is over, and well, probably tomorrow morning because I'm drinking a little beer right now, check back. There'll be a link in the description. In fact, I'm going to put this for all of my live streams from here on forward. There'll be a link in there that if you go and open a PayPal account and you put $40 in your PayPal account, PayPal will give you 20 and they'll give me 20 on top of your 40 bucks. So, hell of a deal. I mean, you know, you make a 50% return on your investment immediately without spending a dime or giving any money to anybody. You're not giving any money to anybody. You're putting $40 in your account. That's still your $40. They're going to give you 20 and give me 20 just for you setting up a new PayPal account. Hell of a deal. So, and anybody who thinks that that is not a good deal is too stupid to be on my YouTube channel. So, anyhow, that was an oh my God moment. It was, pilot. Yep, I'm reading my chat here. Miami, a president in a boat show. What a mass traffic jam. Oh, yeah, I can imagine it would be a disaster. So, Trump helicoptered from Mar-a-Lago. No surprise there. Yeah, he didn't have any problem traveling. So, it's a max of $20 from PayPal. Yep, you put, yeah, max of 20 bucks. You put $40 in. If you open an account, howdy. If you open an account with $40, they'll give you $20 and they'll give me $20. And you still have your 40. You still have your 40. You haven't lost any money. You keep your 40, they give you 20, so you now have 60, and they also give me 20. And I'll put the link in the description. So, and do I get 50 from? No. You put, no. You put $100 in, you're going to get 20, and I'm going to get 20. That's all. It doesn't matter how much more than you put in. You're going to get $20 and I'm going to get $20. That's the extent of it. That's as far as they're going to go. Hey, that's a hell of a deal. That's a hell of a deal. So I think that's a good, cool thing to do. So not an existing account. It has to be a new account, Pilot. No existing accounts. You have to use my link that I'm going to post on the I'm going to post on the chat later on, or maybe tomorrow. You'll have to use that link to set up a new account. You put $40 in, they give you 20 and me 20. No existing accounts. If you have an existing account, it doesn't help. It's for new accounts that people set up. Now, can you have more than one YouTube or PayPal account? I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know if you can have more than one or not. I do not know. So I don't know how long you have to keep the $40 in there. I don't know. So, yep, good deal. Good deal. Good deal for you. Good deal for me. Good deal for PayPal. They get more accounts set up with PayPal. And that's what PayPal wants. They just want people to set up new accounts. And you know, with today's day and age, there's really no reason why everybody doesn't have a PayPal account. I use PayPal to pay for all kinds of stuff. I really do. I've got a credit card issued by PayPal. I use it. I bought beer today with a PayPal account. I went and got a fuel run. I got gasoline and I got beer while I was getting gasoline. Why did I buy beer? Because somebody donated some money to my account and said, Carl, I'm going to buy your beer and your gas this week. So go get yourself a 12-pack and fill up your gas cans. So I did. $3.80 a gallon. We went and got her done. Got her done. Get her done. We got her done. So Elon Musk is up to something. No doubt. No doubt. Cancel, then restart. Well, I imagine you probably could. I imagine you probably could, or you could just have a second account. I don't know. PayPal is very handy. Yes, it is. So anyhow, so that's sort of a fun thing I wanted to touch base with you guys this evening. I wanted to announce my new Holland diet. My new diet from Holland. Eat a big breakfast and then have Holland brand liquid cereal for lunch and dinner. So Paul says he uses it often. Okay, we've got some interesting stuff going on over here. Look at this. Hey guys, how you doing? Hello neighbors. I'm live streaming you. Beautiful boat over there. People having fun. Nice 18 horsepower outboard. That's kind of nice. Here's a little bit of a view of the harbor. Whoa. Here's a little view of the harbor right now. There's the sunset as it's shaping up. Still a little early yet. It'll get better as the day goes on. A little view as we look around. There's the dog. And I'm not going to go around up behind me because I just don't feel like going up behind me right now. I can't see what I'm focused at, so I'm not going to do it. Just not going to do it. I'm not doing it, okay? Oh gosh, I'm in a good mood this evening, guys. And I'm sorry I was in such a crappy mood yesterday. It just, you know, one of those trash people pissed me off. So I'm sorry I was in a bad mood. I'm in a great mood today. 10 inches of snow last night. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I really am, Pilot. I'm so sorry. Yeah. We had about 10 inches of sunshine here in the Florida Keys today. We had about 10 inches of 87 degrees actually today. 87 degrees. Sunshine, beautiful, warm, hot, not warm. It was hot today. It was actually hot. I was sweating today. I went and took a shower. And I feel like I need to go take another shower already. I've been hot and sweaty that much. In fact, it's supposed to be the same tomorrow. And so tomorrow I may jump in and scrub some of the bottom. I really need to. Man, I got some growth forming on my, I don't think the keel on the rudder. I don't think the rudder on my boat has anti-fouling on it. I really don't. I get a lot of growth on my rudder. A lot more than anywhere else on the boat. I've got big growth on my rudder right now. So much so I'd be afraid to try to turn the wheel at the moment. I mean, there's just a lot of growth down there. And I'm sure my propeller is probably about the same because it doesn't have any anti-fouling paint on it either. I really got to get down there and get to it. But at this point, it's not going to be just scraping the hull. It's going to be deforestation time. I mean, there's some serious growth down there. I'm going to take my underwater camera with me and film some of that, but I don't know if I'm going to need, I don't know if my little, you know, I usually use a little scraper to scrape the bottom. I don't think it's going to do, I may have to use a shotgun down there or something. I don't know. I may have to, you know, get a sledgehammer or something to chip the shit loose. So it only gets harder to scrub. Yeah, it's pretty thick down there. How long does it usually take you to scrub the bottom? Oh, wow. A day? I mean, to do a real thorough job, it takes probably 6 hours for me to do my whole bottom. And no, I don't mean my butt when I'm in the shower. That takes minutes, but, well, seconds. Minutes, I don't know, somewhere in there. But no, the bottom of the boat, yeah, it can take a while. It's, you know, it's a 29-foot boat, but there's a lot of growth on it, and so there's quite a bit. Oh, talking about growth, over in the marina today when I want to take a shower, lots of tarpon and manatee activity going on. It was sort of funny. This one woman went and got into her dinghy, and there was a manatee directly underneath her dinghy. So she didn't want to start her outboard motor, so she got a paddle out, and she started paddling her way out of the marina to get away from the manatee so she could start her outboard motor so she could head back to her boat. Well, as she was paddling away, the manatee was swimming with her. It was following her. So she turned and went another direction. Sure enough, that manatee turned and followed right along with her. It wasn't until another dinghy kind of got between them and distracted that manatee where she finally got away far enough where she could start her outboard and get out of there. For some reason, the manatee just seemed to like following her boat and was just right underneath her butt the whole time. She was getting very frustrated paddling around in there trying to get away from that manatee. It was just following her. It was kind of funny. I mean, it was kind of funny, so. Uh-oh, dead soldier, guys. Dead soldier. Ah. Have to grab another one of those here in a minute. Oh, let's see. What else was going on? So the manatee was chasing the lady. Tarpon were jumping in there in the harbor. Big tarpon, like 5 foot long tarpon. Big fish, 200 pounders probably. Big fish. I don't know what they were feeding on, but they kept breaking the surface and splashing there. Man, I wanted to have a fly rod in there. You're not allowed to fish in there. I so wanted to take my fly rod and throw a fly in there and hook a tarpon up. That would have been so much fun. But we're not allowed to fish in that area, so couldn't do that. Oh, what else was new and exciting? Took the dog for a walk. That was fairly uneventful. Do the stick for. Didn't talk to really anybody for that. Ah, okay. So one of my viewers, a person that I have a reasonable amount of respect for. Uh-oh. I got to open a beer and I need a church key. Just happen to have a church key handy. There we go. Perfect. Anyhow, one of my viewers, a person I have a lot of respect for, was telling me all about another channel. Cheers, Lexi. Was telling me about another channel and the trouble that this guy was having. Apparently, he crossed from Panama to Hiva-Oa, and man, did he get beat up. I read his account on Facebook today. It was Barry Perrins. I don't know if you guys are friends of Barry, but Barry Perrins has a YouTube channel. He's an old guy and single sailor solo guy by himself. And anyhow, Barry Perrins went from I think it was Panama to Hiva-Oa. And the trip was so slow for him that he said he could have swam faster. He could have gotten out of his boat and swam faster. He just ran through a really bad weather window. It took him like forever to get there. I think he only made like 50, yeah, it's the old Sea Dog. That's right, Smoking, the old Sea Dog. Oh, look at this, we got a towing operation going on here. There's somebody getting towed in the harbor. And looks like the tow E has got a whole bunch of stuff on their boat and a motor that's not working. And the oh wow, that's Chan. No, that's not Chan. Okay, that's not Chan. I'll say that's not Three Penny Opera. The next one. I don't know if you guys can see them, make them out through all the crap in the back of my boat, but they're going over. Lily, get, you're in the way. You're in the way. They're heading over there to that boat. By the way, there's the sunset developing, kids. Oh, be quiet. We're not going anywhere. They're being towed to that boat over there. That'll happen, kids. That'll definitely happen. So, all right, let me set you back here. Let's see. Whoop, whoop. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, yep. So Barry at the old Cedar, he had a real bad crossing. So that does look like Carl O'Donnell and Carl are draining the swamp. There you go. Hi, Monday's doing awesome. Hey guys, how you doing? So my friends are going by. There you go. There's some friends going by. And their little Livingston rigid dinghy. You see them there? All kinds of fun going on here in the harbor this evening. So my Monday's doing really good, Lexi. Thank you. Sea-Tow. No, that wasn't Sea-Tow. That wasn't Sea-Tow. That was just another cruiser helping them out. So, hey, Andy, you're late. Wow, yeah, you missed everything, man. I was just signing off, man. Sorry. You missed the whole live stream, Andy. I'm sorry. I'm teasing you. Actually, I was just talking to everybody here, Andy, about my new diet. You know, you always ask what's for dinner. So this evening, I had ham and eggs for breakfast, and there you go. Some friends going by. Those are the guys. Those are the towers, not the towee. Anyhow, I started a new diet now, so I wanted to bring you up to speed on that. So what you do is you have a really good breakfast. It's the Holland diet. It's from Holland. You have a really good breakfast, and then after that you have a little liquid Holland beverage, you know, with a little bit of hops and barley and oats in it and stuff. And there's my new diet. So, hello, dog. How are you? Oh, hello. What are you doing, Lily? What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? No, I don't want you to come around and give me a hard time. So glad to hear from the old Sea Dog. I was wondering how he was. Oh, shit, Carl went to Trump rally. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to Barry Perrin. So, yeah, the old Sea Dog, he had a really crappy crossing over the part of the Pacific where he went from pork chop in every car. Where he went from Panama to Hiva-Oa. He had a real bad time. He had a lot of growth show up on his boat. He had really bad winds. He said he was in a real weird situation where the sea was all, blown up at washing machine kind of seas. You know, the seas were all confused and bouncing his boat all over the place. But no real wind that would explain that kind of motion. And so he got his butt kicked. He got his butt kicked going across the Pacific. He really did. And then conversely, you get people like Bob, who, when Bob and Laura went across, or when Bobby went across with his borrowed boat that he had, it was a piece of cake for him. So it's just what it is. That's sailing. Sometimes you make a crossing like that, it's a piece of cake. Sometimes you make a crossing, it's an absolute nightmare. And Barry Perrins had one of those crossings where it was an absolute nightmare. So I did find it interesting. I guess he said at nighttime he would drop the sails and stop sailing and just bob around there in the ocean. That's the only sane way for a solar sailor to spend a night. I hear about some of these idiot people that, keep their sails up and whatever, and, they maintain a heading and they have their autopilots on or whatever. And Barry didn't have a big autopilot. He had a a wind vane, which, you know, doesn't work very well in low winds. But anyhow, you know, so at nighttime he would just stop and go down below and sleep. He said more often than not, he didn't eat much dinner. He would just go down and sleep. So, dog, what are you doing? Go lay down. Go on, get on the dinghy. Sit down. Now just calm down. You're running around the deck. You're not doing anything but getting yourself to fall in. Settle down. So anyhow, but that's sailing. You know, sometimes you have a really good time, sometimes you don't. Pork chop in every can. I like that. I sent you a better picture from the rally. Yeah, I saw that, pilot. I saw that while we were going on here, but I did a diet last year, basically yogurt and fruit for breakfast, skinless chicken for lunch, 5 ounces max, and then steamed seafood, shell or fish for supper, no breads or pasta, lost tons of weight. Well, I imagine you would, Rejects. I imagine you would. Bob and Laura and Thad crossed in 21 days. Yep. Yeah, they had a piece of cake. Marie, I don't remember. Do you remember how long Barry said it took him to cross? I don't remember. It was 3,800 and some miles. I know that, but I don't remember how many days he said it took him. I think it was 2 months. Wasn't it like 2 months? Like 60 days or something? Well, it's easy. 3,800 miles at 50 miles a day, which is what he said, 50 some miles a day. So it took him 2 days to go 100 miles, so 38 would have been like 70 days underway. That's crazy. That's 71 days, yeah. 71 days offshore traveling from Central America to the Hiva Oa. So that's pretty wild, the French Polynesia. Hey, Dan, how you doing, man? All right, guys, here's what our sunset's developing like. Sun's getting low enough we can show it in the camera without doing too much damage. Kind of a nice picture, looks good. Let me see what I'm missing in the chat here. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, so that's what our evening looks like. So those are the things I want to talk about today. A friend of mine told me I should talk about Barry Perrins and what was going on with him. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. But, you know, sometimes it's a real drag. You know, just like when I was coming down from Seattle. Or, I mean, from Lake Erie. You know, some of that was some of the days were just awesome, beautiful, fun days. And some days were real crap, you know. It just depends. I mean, I remember one time down on the ICW, man, the wind was blowing, the current was against me, the waves were blowing up. I was going, giving it hell with the engine at full RPM, doing everything I could, and I wasn't making any forward movement. Just getting the crap kicked out of us, you know. Bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and finally pushed our way through it. But, Lily, get. Come on, get on the dinghy. There you go. You're blocking everyone's view of the sunset. Yeah, some days are great on a sailboat, and some days aren't doing very good at all. So, 21 days, I bet Bob used his engines all the time. Probably did. How's Gypsy doing? Thanks for answering that, Andy. I appreciate that. Gypsy seems to be doing fine. She's in fine spirits. I saw a picture posted by her son. She had her family around her up there at the hospital in Miami. She's making some good progress. She's actually getting some stubble on her scalp, so that means some of the hair is growing, and hair will not grow without adequate blood flow. So it looks like she's doing pretty good. She had I think they call it a hematoma underneath her skin by her neck. So they had to open that up and drain it and clean that out, which they did yesterday, I believe, or day before yesterday. But it sounds to me like she's doing pretty good. So she still has our prayers. We're hoping everything goes well for her. So thanks for asking. But sent Carl an email saying I was going to be late. Hey, Morgan, how you doing, brother? You sent me an email. I didn't get it. I did not get. Did you have permission, Morgan? I don't know. Oh, yes, I did get it. Okay. Yep, I did get it. Thank you very much for that, Morgan. I appreciate it. Yep, you have a note. You very definitely have a note from your teacher. You're all good, brother. Thank you, Morgan. Appreciate it, ma'am. Really do. Is there a limit on the intake for hops, barley, etc. each day for that diet? There really isn't, Lexi. No. You know, the adage is, I guess, if you have enough intake of barley, hops, and stuff, it really reduces your intake of other non-essential carbs. And that's what I'm going to call that, non-essential carbs, as opposed to like essential oils. There's essential oils. Well, now there's essential carbs. And oh gosh, do they taste good. Poor Bobby had a blowout on the Escalade towing a house trailer with the dogs. Pilot, you know, I'm convinced that Bobby really needs to stay on the water and stay off the highways. He really seems to have issues. He had a heater issue as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, poor guy. Bob seems to have the worst trouble driving anywhere. I don't know. Anyhow, he's up in Miami. I hope he comes down here to Florida Keys. I'd love to see Bob and Laura. It'd be fun for them to come down and visit. It really would be. But we'll see. We'll see. Guys, I gotta spin around, man. My feet are going numb. My butt's going numb. I'm sitting in that position too long. Oh, crap. There we go. Let me sit you guys down there. Oh gosh, bad belch. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Whoop. Now we're in the chat. There you go. Now we have that. So they had a heater issue too. Yep, that too. Okay, didn't think it was a house trailer. It was an RV, you know, bumper pull or a towing bumper pull trailer thing, I guess. Yeah, learning the lines is very close to me, Don. In fact, I reached out to them. They're outside the harbor here trying to get a mooring ball. No regrets. And I reached out to them. Sorry, some chatter on the VHF. I reached out to them and let them know that, you know, if they needed a ride, they don't have an outboard motor for their dinghy, and they're actually outside of the harbor. They're out in the big wide open, which has been fine because we haven't had much wind. But so I offered to them if they needed a ride in, let me know, and I'd be happy to run my dinghy out there and pick them up and give them a ride in. I've not heard from them since then. I understand they went down to the boat show, but I don't know. So we'll see. I reached out to them. We'll see if they want to ride or anything. It'd be nice to do a little collab with them or something, but we'll see if that ever develops. So actually, they're selling a lot. Remember, you only have so much fuel available while crossing. Okay. There's a sandwich in every graph, and if you don't like it, you can. Yep, there you go. I like that. There you go. Was a tow behind. He got a great deal. Okay. Have you seen Don? Did I say Don? Dan. I'm sorry. Sorry. You know, do you have any idea how small the print is on my phone right now? Don, do you have any idea how small the print is? How difficult it is for me to read that? So I'm sorry. Have you seen Aubrey from Selling Miss Lone Store? She's in Florida now working on her boat. I have not seen her, no. Years ago, a guy did a diet, only beer for 30 days, only unfiltered. Unfiltered beer, there you go. You're good. Okay, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that, Dan. Yeah, you know, that print is like, you know, that big. So, like I said, it's very difficult for me to see the chat. It's not like I have a big laptop, okay? I'm doing this on a cell phone. So it's very difficult to see the fine print. I couldn't tell if that was an A or an O, so. There's conch horn blowing. We got a little conch horn action going on. We have the moon coming up. You can see the moon there. Full moon. Conch horns blowing everywhere as the sun has set. Dog, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? So you heard the classic conch horns at sunset here in Boot Key Harbor. There's another one. Get small with every beer. Yep. It's not supposed to snow here until Wednesday. There you go, Pilot. You get a bit of break then. Don't you think you will hungry later tonight though? Sometimes I only eat once a day, but it's usually in the afternoon. Yeah, I'll probably get hungry later on this evening. And I'll probably make popcorn. That's been my go-to snack lately, is just making some popcorn. So I'll just make some plain popcorn. I was making buttered popcorn with Parmesan cheese, but I'm out of Parmesan cheese and I really don't want to put too much butter on it anymore. So I made one batch the other day and I put too much butter on it. It was just sort of nasty. So I've kind of weaned off the butter popcorn. I just make some plain popcorn. So that'll do just fine. How cool would it be to do a collab with her? Stefan is out of the country. Perfect timing. Okay, well, I don't know where she is. Florida's a big state, guys. So it's called munching. There you go. Huh. There we go. 2 soldiers down. I did not know that Stefan had a big boat. They should sail the big one. Yeah, I don't know if he has a big boat. He has a bigger boat than her cow, though, that's for sure. Dan from Uma gives a helping hand. Okay. I don't know where Uma is right now, so. Can I help you, dog? Huh? Can I help you? You want something? No? You don't want anything? You just hanging out here? Okay. Okay. Be that way. See if I care. Oh, man. So anyhow, kids, that was kind of my day today. Had some fun. Taking the dog for a walk. Got some real estate work done. Did a couple test live streams today while we worked out some technical stuff with my live streams to make life a lot easier for me, and that worked out very well. I'm missing a bunch of stuff in the chat here. Said, okay. Ranger, no, he said 40 foot. Looks like all sailing channels are in Florida these days. Well, it's that time of year, man. I think it's a 41. What's the depth of the water in Buki Harbor? Is she a Dudley lab? No, she's not. She's a regular lab. Aubrey said in one of her videos that it was very big. She was talking about the boat. Okay. The depth here in Buki Harbor, it varies, you know, 9 to 12 feet depending on where you're at. Seems to be the general working depth is 9 to 12 feet. In the mooring field, in the anchorage, you know, there's some people anchored in 5 feet. There's some people anchored in 14 feet. There's not much more than 14 feet here in Buki Harbor. That's on the deep side. So that answers your question, Morgan. That's about where we're at. So, and yeah, she's got the pink nose. So I understand people call that a Dudley lab, but any news on the sponsor deal you're working on? Yep, lots of news on that, but I'm not going to share it right now. Artisan Coffee, because I don't want trash people giving them a hard time. So we're going to reserve that for later on. Rangers the sailing channel, take it someplace else. There you go. Thank you, Pilot. Appreciate that. But I don't know, he was just asking if she's a Dudley. She is. That's a derogatory term for Labradors, and it is. It's a pink-nosed Labrador. She doesn't have a black nose, she has a pink nose. It's a regressive trait. It's one of the reasons why I've not bred her up to this point. So imagine the suntan lotion and Aubrey in one video. Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. Aubrey would be all right. Tell you what, there's a couple ladies here in the harbor, though, that would be a whole lot better. Really would. There's one lady here on the harbor that is just drop dead gorgeous. I mean, just drop dead gorgeous, and she's actually a coral reef scientist. So she is a lady that I would really like to interview for my channel, but she seems to be a little reticent about doing that. She's concerned about, you know, the wow, a hawk just landed here in the water and grabbed a fish, like right next to me while I was filming that, talking here. I didn't film any of that. How cool is that? Now it's flying by. Nope, flying overhead, looking. We got a little National Geographic stuff going on here, guys. Okay, see that hawk right there? Whoop, he just landed on the mast. See that? Anyhow, he just splashed down there in the water and tried grabbing a fish. Oh, here he goes. There he goes. Dog, you're making it very hard for me to film this. Well, no, he landed on that mast. Anyhow, that's a hawk up there, and he was doing a little fishing, so. Come on, grab a fish. I want to get some film of him doing what he was just doing. That was pretty cool. Come on, hawk. We're wasting film here. No, we're not. It's digital. Here we go. Ah, behind that boat. There he is. Whoop. Come on, dog. And back up to the same mast. Okay. Okay, well apparently that hawk's just going to try driving us nuts. Hey, he was flying down. I thought he was going to try to grab something, but I guess not. So anyhow, we'll move on. Alright, so Aubrey said, okay, the ocean ranger is a sailing channel. Okay. That's fine. Good to make progress. Alright, she would be great. Protecting the coral is crucial. Yes, it is. Way to be discreet about scientist lady. Well, Gavin, what can I tell you, man? No, unless she asks. Yeah, I have asked, pilot. I have asked, and she knows I want to film her. So she would be someone to get to know. You talk about coral reefs in your intro. Hope things can happen. No, it's not like that at all. Not like that at all. So yeah, that's what that is. That's probably an osprey there, not an eagle. You're right. That's probably an osprey. So. And she's still up there on top of that mast. There she is right there, hanging on top of the mast. And yes, there's the dog. I'm sorry, dog, I wasn't filming you. So. And unfortunately, my iPhone won't zoom in any more than that. Hey Elvis, what's going on, brother? Yep, you're right. It would not be the Keys without eating some key lime pie. Although, something most people, Lily, get. That's where my camera goes. Get, move. What some people do not know is that there are no longer any keys in the key limes, or there's no key limes left in the blah 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 blah. There are no key limes left in the Keys. The limes that grow in the Keys have died. They got a disease, and they don't have any limes growing in the Keys anymore. All of the key limes now come from Mexico. Same genus of tree, they're just not actually grown here in Florida. They now come from Mexico. So when you buy them little tiny limes that they call key limes, they're not grown here in the Florida Keys. They're grown in Mexico now. Used to be big plantations of them here, but not here anymore. So, and Elvis, I understand, brother. You've been dealing with a lot of the same stuff that I have. I've gone through the route with YouTube on filing copyright claims against a lot of people before. No, Marie, it's not a bald eagle. That's not a bald eagle. A bald eagle would have a white head and a white tail. Even an immature bald eagle would be more brown in color. I'm pretty sure the other person that commented is correct. I'm pretty sure that's an osprey, not an eagle there. So, lived up in Alaska, seen a crap load of eagles up there. I know what an eagle looks like. Immature eagles, mature eagles. That's not a bald eagle. That's an osprey. So, I don't, Elvis, mint, pie, catch my drift. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Oh, man, beer's getting warm. I need better refrigeration, kids. I need better refrigeration. So that osprey's just sitting up there, man. He's just sitting up there. He's not doing anything. There it is. Just hanging up there at the top of that mast. Now, it may not look like it in this picture, but that tower behind that mast is a long ways off that mast. It looks like they're right next to each other. It's a long way. Nope, not a golden eagle. That's an osprey. That is an osprey right there. Dog, it's hard for me to film when you keep, yes, hi, when you keep hitting my shoulder. You're bouncing the camera all around. The dog likes coming up and putting her head on me, and she's bouncing my shoulder and making the camera jump all over, so. Okay. Oh, pilot, okay, so my bad. I actually gave it up earlier. I told you about that earlier. That's the PayPal deal. The big news that I was gonna wait till later, I didn't wait till later, it's the PayPal deal. So, what kind of tower is that? I don't know, Tower of Babel, I guess. Who is Totally Tucker? I have no idea. He doesn't want to associate with you, Elvis, so go away, please. No, Lexi, that's not the case at all. I didn't say I didn't want to associate. I didn't think that Elvis and I are of a like mind in some areas. And but you know, he has been involved with the same kind of problems that I have, dealing with a lot of trash people. And I know he's in the process right now of reporting a bunch of copyright infringements. And so I'm interested to know more about that. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. So I'm interested to know more about what he's doing in regards to that. I heard his live stream earlier today, and he was talking quite a bit about filing complaints against all of the trash people. And so it's interesting to know more about that. So, but I will admit that I'm not of a like mind with Elvis. You know, in some ways I am, in some ways I'm not. My fundamental problem was when Elvis was saying that he didn't feel that his viewers had the right to a chat. And that's where I drew the line. That's where I varied from him. I think my viewers absolutely have the right to a chat. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So Aaron says, who cares? So there you go. Well, apparently I care. So there you go. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Anyhow, kids, so going back earlier, yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about was the PayPal deal. And for those of you guys that came in late that don't know, let me reiterate this so you have it clear. PayPal has offered a fundraising deal for me and I guess other people as well. I'm going to place a link in the description of this video later this evening, but probably starting tomorrow with tomorrow night's video. There'll be a link shown in the description because this just happened. And so what it is if you open a new PayPal account, if you go and open a PayPal account and you put $40 into your PayPal account, PayPal will give you $20 and they'll give me $20 for you doing that. So you still keep your $40. So you open a PayPal account, you put $40 in there, they're going to give you $20, so you now have $60, and they're going to give me $20 for spreading the word and letting you know that if you do that and open up a PayPal account that you'll get the money. So that's my compensation for letting you know that's going on, and that's your compensation to entice you to open up a PayPal account and establish a new account with them. So that was the big news that I wanted to wait for everybody else, but you know the way I am, I gave it up earlier, so I'll just reiterate that again today. So there you go. Okay, with that said, guys, Carl can speak for himself. I try. I have trouble with that at times, but I try. Um, with that said, I have been doing some fundraising, as you guys well know. I'm kind of up against a phone bill and a mooring ball payment. My rent for the mooring ball. I am very close to making. Actually, I was within like 30 bucks of making the phone bill, but I had to go do a fuel run today, so I had to go get fuel, and then somebody donated money for me to get gas or get beer, so I got beer too. But now I spent $38, and I was pretty close to making the phone bill, but I spent $38 on gasoline because I had to buy gasoline. Anyhow, so if you guys can contribute some funds, I would greatly appreciate it. I need to cover the phone bill. Almost there, really close, almost there. And then I've got the mooring ball rent to pay after that. So if you guys can help out, that'd be awesome. If you can't, that is perfectly okay too, I guess. So, but I need to get those things covered so I can continue my live streams and doing the channel. And so, you know, if you're like me and you're really fed up with all these trash people out there ruining so many channels, and, you know, they're harassing Elvis and harassing other people that are trying to do stuff, then, you know, jump in and help out if you can. You know, hit the PayPal up. There's a link in the description down below to my PayPal. Maybe one of my moderators will post it up in there. You know, jump in there and help out if you can. And if you can't, that's fine too. But if you can, that'd be awesome. So, and to those of you guys that have helped out the last couple of days and tonight, then thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. It'll, you know, if I get the phone bill and the mooring ball covered, I'm good for like another month. So, you know, the only other thing I got to worry about is a little bit of groceries, and that's not very much. So, yeah, Andy, that's typical, right? You know, I start talking about fundraising, and all the trash people jump in and try to disrupt that. It just goes to show you how shallow and threatened those people are. You know. I guess so. Anyhow, cheers, friends. And no doubt they're particularly upset. Hey, Gene, how you doing, man? No, I'm not ending yet. Not ending yet. They get particularly upset when I sit here and ask people to donate money while I'm drinking a beer. Well, you know what? I tell you what, folks. I've got some good friends out there that will donate money to me specifically and tell me go buy, you know, spend this money on beer. They're very direct on that, very specific. You know, Carl, here's 20 bucks. Go buy a 12-pack. You know. And that's what they want to donate the money for. So when people donate the money and want me to go buy a 12-pack, I'm going to go buy a 12-pack. Just what I'm going to do. So, anyhow, another beautiful day here in the neighborhood. Warm, very hot. Actually, not just warm, hot today. We hit 87 degrees today. It's been very warm. We had zero wind this morning. I mean, when I woke up this morning, it was flat calm out here. Now we have a little bit of a breeze coming, so I think we'll have a much cooler evening. So, yep, donated beer. That's right, Andy, donated beer. So, and you know, there's a lot of you guys out there that, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want people getting attacked by the trolls, but a lot of you guys have gone to great lengths and have donated quite a bit to me, and I really appreciate that. I want to tell you, I want to make it very clear. I really appreciate that. I really do. You guys have been awesome. You've been enabling me to continue doing and working what I'm working towards now. And so, you know, we're making good progress. That's all I can tell you. I can't share too much details without, you know, threat of troll activity. But I'm going to donate $3 for Carl to get a Yoo-hoo. Gavin? Hey Gavin, if you donate $3 for me to go get a Yoo-hoo, I will buy a Yoo-hoo and send, and I will picture, you'll have a picture of me buying or drinking a Yoo-hoo. Actually, they're pretty good. I kind of like Yoo-hoo. They're probably crap. I mean, they're probably not healthy at all, but that's what you want to do, man. You go for it. So anyhow, so that's kind of where we're at today. Been a good day. Got a lot of work done today. Got a lot of real estate work done today. Made some good progress with that. Worked out some technical issues today with my live stream capabilities, so that worked out well today. Gosh, and how simple that answer was. You know, so often we overthink things, and we we make a mountain out of a molehill, and how simple some things actually became when we stripped away all of the nonsense and looked at it from a reasonable standpoint. And it wasn't until I had a conversation today with a lady and was talking to her and explaining to me explaining to her the problem, and she's like, well, why don't you just do X? And I was like, will that work? And she's like, yeah, just do X. And so I did X, and X worked. And X worked beautifully, and it didn't cost me anything, you know. So I didn't have to change anything. It worked. It worked perfectly. It was superb, superb. It was elegant, actually. It was that's the best word I could use for it. It was elegant. $15, I can get 30-pack of Milwaukee, brew capital of the world. Well, you know, I am not in Milwaukee, ma'am. I am not in Milwaukee. You're on thin ice just saying, what will be your next name? Are you talking to me, Marie? I don't know. Hope not. I think it's chocolate milk, yep. You didn't finish saying if you had the mooring ball covered. No, Andy, I definitely do not have the mooring ball covered. I just about have the phone bill covered. In fact, I was really close to having the phone bill covered today before I had to go buy fuel. But I had to go buy gasoline. I spent $38 to buy gasoline for the generator. So I'm about $80 away from covering the phone bill. Well, less than that now because we had a donation come in during the live stream so far so we're not we're $40. We're now $40 away from covering the phone bill. That's where we're at. And then right behind that I have the mooring ball, and I haven't collected any money towards the mooring ball yet. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's exactly where we're at financially right now. So, and we get those two things covered, and then we're good for a little bit. So don't have much in the way of provisions. Man, I can't believe how expensive provisions are here. I mean, I'll go out and spend $100 on provisions, and it's not even a week's worth of food. You know, it's just crazy, just crazy. Especially when I have that $6 bill to the taxi company to give me a ride back here to the marina, so I can get stuff back here in time to get it under refrigeration quickly. So, now let me tell you something. At that price, we're not eating very well. So. That's a good deal, Paul. Yep, Andy rejects. Marie, awesome job. Okay. Okay. Well, sounds like everything's moving along there. So, anyhow, kids, good day today. I've been in a great mood. Got some good work done. Took the dog for a nice walk. She had fun. Went for a fuel run. Picked up some beer while doing the fuel run. That was sort of funny. The place I usually go to, Berdine's, was closed. I didn't realize how late it had gotten in the day. I thought it was still fairly early, but apparently they closed at 5. And so I went down the dock to the next place, and even though it was 10 minutes after 5, they still sold me beer and fuel. So any food pantry or church for food? None that I'm aware of, Dan. None that I'm aware of. So I like the good mood, Carl better. Pilot, I do too, man. Fishing is cheap, and with a new diet, you'll be eating less. Yeah, well, fishing is not cheap. Fishing requires the consumption of a lot of fuel, and by the time you go buy bait, I might as well go buy steaks. Because shrimp out here, shrimp is what they use for bait, and it's expensive. So I've not found that to be the case. So. Although I must admit, I was going to go out and try just throwing some artificials, and I've not done that yet. I was going to try doing that and see how that goes, but still, tank of gas for the outboard, I guess. But I don't know, we'll see. I should be eating more fish, without a doubt. So, there's only one grocery store here in the area, Marie. There's only Publix. There's another grocery store supposed to be opening up, but it hasn't got that too. Well, thanks, Don. Thanks, Dan Williams. I appreciate it, brother. That'd be great if you can. That'd be awesome. So, yeah, there's only one grocery store here. There's only a Publix grocery store. There is a new one that's supposed to be opening up, but they keep talking about opening up, but they never actually do it. So we only have one grocery store here on the island, and because of that, they're very expensive. They're pricey. I mean, it's, you know, you go in there and I mean, like beef's like $14, $15 a pound for beef. It's very expensive. Even hamburgers, $4 a pound, $4.50 a pound for ground beef, and not the good stuff, not the good ground beef, the crappiest ground beef. So very expensive. Although I make good use out of ground beef. You know, I'll make hamburgers, I'll make home-style tacos. Usually make pretty good use of that, but. Anyhow, kids, look, it's getting late here. We're going to have to go ahead and end this because you're not going to be able to see me here much longer. So, Publix good store and the prices are good. Not here, man. Publix is expensive here in the Florida Keys. I mean, really expensive. But, you know, it's not all their fault. To be honest with you, it's not all their fault. I mean, a lot of the problem is that living here on a sailboat. Hold on a minute, I'm going to get turned around so you get a little bit better light on me. Hold on a second, let me get you situated here. There you go. The problem isn't just Publix. The problem is that I don't have very good refrigeration on the boat. And I'm a single person by myself. When I was living up in Alaska and I had a big refrigerator and I had a chest freezer, I could stock up on stuff. I could eat very affordably because I could go buy, you know, I could buy bulk. I could save money by buying in bulk and then, you know, utilizing that, and that made it very effective for me. Living here where I only have the ability of storing stuff in the refrigerator for like 3 or 4 days before it goes bad, and not being able to buy anything. I mean, the grocery stores don't sell stuff for single person. You know, chicken thigh or chicken breast, you know, there's 2 breasts in the package. Anything you buy, you go out and you buy Italian sausages, there's 5 of them in there. You know, I only need 2, 2.5 maybe, you know, maybe 3. You know, it's hard to go out and shop for one person. It's okay to shop for a family or for a couple, but it's very difficult to shop for just one person. And so that makes it very inefficient, and in that inefficiency, it becomes expensive. So. And I like, you know, like Publix will have, they'll have cut up fruit and stuff like that. You know, you can buy a plastic container full of cut up melon or mixed fruits or whatever. Those are ridiculously expensive. I mean, to buy, for the equivalent of 1 cantaloupe in volume of fruit, it's like $12. I can buy the cantaloupe for $4. Although the cantaloupe for $4 is still expensive. So. Anyhow, I just find Publix here to be kind of spendy. And I think, you know, a lot of the inefficiency of being a single person and trying to live that way makes it that much more difficult. And not having good enough refrigeration, I can't store anything. So, tourist spots are very expensive for food. Yep, Dan, they're absolutely right. So. Angus beef, and that is good. No, rejects. They have less than Angus beef, but it's still very expensive. So, anyhow, guys, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here because it's getting kind of late. So it's getting dark here anyway. So, if you can help out and throw some bucks in the PayPal, that'd be great. There's a link in the description down below. If you can't, that's fine too. In the meantime, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we'll have